You guys have done a fantastic job. How about a round of applause for Cam, Reg, and Scott? Done a fantastic job. All right. So, I'm from Calgary. Sorry. I had a little company called iStock Photo a couple years ago, and we sold it, and I ended up kind of retiring and being a bum for a little while. And this is one of the companies that I came across in the last 8 months and found them really interesting. Company based out of New York, and I started advising them. And I'm just going to show you what they've done. It's some really cool stuff. So here's how they started off. Worth 1,000 is a site where they host Photoshop contests. And so you can see that the contest jackpot here is $2,000 for this current contest. And I just was looking for an interesting contest to show you, one that was closed. And this one is called Popapalooza. And it's basically doing a riff on the Pope. And so there's 50 some odd entries here. There's Mad Magazine guy, and Pope as a woman, Pope as Rupert Murdoch, Pope in the Ring, Pope as evil Pope, Pope in Florida. So there's what they do. And so they decided about a year or so ago that they needed to expand out the product offering. What they found out was that a lot of their users were using ripped off copies of Photoshop. So if guys are doing this, they obviously have Photoshop skills, but they don't want to dish out the $700 or $800 that it costs for Photoshop. They certainly don't want to dish out the $2,000 or $2,500 for the entire Adobe Creative Suite. So what they've done here is created an online version of Photoshop, and actually of about 16 other tools. So, or 16 tools in total. So I'm going to show you about 5 of the tools. Some of them are in beta or in alpha right now, and a lot of them are still currently being worked on, so they're not even at alpha stage. But let me show you a few of them. Unity. So think of it as Photoshop and Illustrator and PageMaker, except with some community wrapped around it and some of the sharing features that you would find with Google Docs. For instance, all the versioning would be saved. So let's take a look at a document here. So this is Emma Watson Gets a Sex Change, and Emma Watson being the lead female actress in the Harry Potter movies. And that's how it started out. And so there's the doc. And here, we can click on this and actually launch into a full layered version file of the image. So I'll just click on this, and it's going to launch this right in your browser. So it's zero install as far as the application goes. And when you look at this, you're going to see 10% of the features that 90% of most Photoshop users use. So let's open this up. And you're going to see all the layers available to you, and you're going to see a very familiar interface here. On this side, you're going to see you're going to be able to dig up, you're going to be able to save a version and look into all the old versions of this file. They have a .egg file format. It's kind of a rip on the Aviary brand. But this will open up Photoshop files. So here we go. This thing, you have full access to the 80 some odd layers in this file. And let's start taking a look at some of the layers here. So I can start turning off and on layers here. I can go in here and start doing your typical kind of Photoshop tools with the lasso tool. I can start painting on top of it. I can basically do everything that I do in Photoshop. So again, let me just close this off. There's nothing that says sources of the files. So here are the files that were used to create the file, and then also the derivatives. So here are some people taking this file. Okay, so there are no derivatives in this file, but if there were derivatives, what you can see is all the files that people have created using this file as a source file. So that is the Photoshop equivalent done in Aviary. How am I doing on time, Reg?
About 4:43.
All right. So I don't time myself on this stuff because I'm too lazy. So let's take a look at some other tools here. I'm going to jump to the 3D tool because online 3D is pretty darn cool. So this is a full 3D wireframe and texture mapping application. So when you take a look at when I look at these tools here, I can do some rotation of this tool of this object. I can go into mesh mode here and start changing the shape of this turtle, and it's making a mutant turtle here. And change out its arm. Turn it back into mesh mode. See, I've messed that guy up a little bit. I can rotate the tool around, or rotate the objects around. So again, this is an alpha. There's still a whole bunch of other tools that we need to build out for this application. But it kind of gives you an idea of what these guys have done in less than a year, all in Flash and Flex. And then, let's take a look at a tool that's actually not yet available in, or that's not available in any kind of form on the desktop. So, in creating some of these tools, they found that people wanted to create filters. So, they actually have a do-it-yourself filter tool called Peacock. So this is the source image that you have here, and I'll just scroll up here and show you the end result of this filter. So if I change this, if I input this as the image, you can see that it instantly changes that image through. And let me just roll back a little bit and show you what's happened here. You guys have seen Yahoo Pipes, correct? And so it's just basically drag and drop filtering, and you can see it as a resource going in here, going through all these different filters, with the end product being this. So I can pick any one of these filters here and start changing the settings on some of these filters. And you can see the filters here get fairly complicated. You can adjust a lot of things in the details here and change up the settings of the way that you want this filter. And then you can package up this filter and you can share these filters with the community so that they can start just having drag and drop effects customized to exactly the way you want it for your photographs. So that's something that, that currently isn't available in the Photoshop environment. And so not only are these guys doing something very cool in Flash, but they're actually innovating some stuff that's not available on the desktop. So to close off, to show what a superstar I am, I'm going to close off early and let you guys get to beer drinking real early. But just as a closing comment, to get a hold of me, here's my blog. It's lor.vc. Get a hold of me if you'd like a beta invite to Aviary, and just a standing open invite, as Cam mentioned. I am one of the organizers of DemoCamp Calgary and DemoCamp Calgary. And so we're holding our next bar camp. It's a full-day event, June 14th, down in Calgary. So, and you're all welcome. And if you'd like to present or if you'd like to participate in some way, please get a hold of me. Thank you very much.